Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Hedera, aka Hbar. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys, please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and I do greatly appreciate it. And of course, if you do find any of the information in this video valuable, useful, or interesting in any sort of way possible, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on to never miss a future update. But with all that in mind, let's just dive in and let's just jump right in and talk about the market fully. So first off, addressing Bitcoin, yeah, we are at around like 41.6k, but if you guys did watch my video from earlier, I was talking to you guys about how we were hitting 42k in terms of resistance levels on Bitcoin, and yes, that is still concerning to me. I do believe that tomorrow, if we are watching the indices closely, we could see a little bit of a short sell-off happening. This is probably because of the fear levels around overseas confrontations with possible war going on and stuff like that. Overall, I would just watch tomorrow specifically, maybe risk off a little bit on, some trading, holdings if you guys do have them. Of course, that's what I'm doing at least. I told you guys this on Twitter just earlier today. My HODL positions are still in HODL states. I'm not selling anything like that, just to give you guys that insight. Now, of course, if we are talking more so about Hedera, where is she? There she is. So she's still up at around 26 cents. I don't know if this is fully updated because CoinMarketCap is a little bit weird, so maybe this is the updated price range. I do not know. So yes, this should be. So we are sitting at around 25 cents, which is totally fine. Trading volume down about 40%. Again, this is what I'm talking about in terms of a lot of our altcoin holdings. Considering that Bitcoin dominance is almost around 42%, and if we do have that little bit of a sell-off happening tomorrow, a lot of these gains that these altcoins have made during this, nice little run-up on Bitcoin are going to be pretty much useless. So if we are talking about where we can go from here, if we do have that short sell-off happening on Bitcoin, expect to see like around 22 cents, 21 cents, around that range if we do see it. Of course, that does not mean that it's guaranteed to happen. I'm just letting you know that that's pretty much what I see happening in this market. But with all of that in mind, let's move on and let's talk about some exciting things, specifically this update from Dropp CC. If you guys don't know who Dropp is, they are a micro payment service that is built on Hedera. They're utilizing Hedera, and shout out to Barbarian here for this tweet. We do see here, we initially planned to use Dropp CC for the micro donation service for our stars, but because implementing the recurring payments option, i.e. micro subscriptions for our content creators was so simple and profitable, we had to go all in. And we do see here, we are not aware of another payment system that offers small merchants this type of functionality, said a spokesperson for Subscribe Star. Dropp platform was developed by a team specializing in regulated banking tech and was built on the Hedera network, a high-performance public DOT network. Dropp is unique as a micropayment option that facilitates payments in both USD and Hedera's native cryptocurrency Hbar. And of course, Dropp has just announced like a ton of stuff recently. I don't know, so here we go. So here's their February 4th announcement. We are thrilled to announce the addition of Subscribe Star, Inera World, and Chill Filter. I'm hoping that I'm saying all those names right, but on to Dropp platform. The creator economy has a huge need for a fair and timely compensation. And of course, a lot of this stuff is, pretty much, pay to earn, pay to read, stuff like that. Inera is actually pretty cool. This is I think it's a subscription, or no, it's only pay for what you read, one page at a time. This is pretty much like an ebook website, if you will. A lot of this stuff is actually pretty interesting, especially from the micropayment standpoint. I do believe that there will be a lot of volume flowing over Dropp, of course, utilizing Hedera, most likely due to lower fees. I'm very excited for this. And of course, if you guys don't know who Dropp is, definitely go check out their website, dropp.cc. They have an app currently that you could pretty much fund and do all of this kind of stuff. It's very interesting, it's very cool, and you pay for any service. It's a payment service for small value transactions, only pay for what you use. For example, they have like Wi-Fi access, city scooters, pure water, Broadway time, stuff like that. So a lot of this is like micro payments, smaller payments, not like in the $1 to $10 plus range, but of course it could be. But it is very interesting, especially from the merchants to consumers. You could read all about this stuff on their website. Very interesting, very cool pay-per-use model as well. Here you have it. You could read all about this sort of stuff, but there's a ton of things for you or me as a consumer that could pretty much pay for what we utilize. Like, for an example, using Dropp, you can rent an electric scooter for 10 minutes, $1, pay for 5 minutes of parking, 10 cents, rent a gym locker for an hour, 50 cents, or pay for water at a water stand, 25 cents, all without signing up for any subscription service. So again, this is very interesting, very cool, and I think that this is a very interesting use case as well. And of course, you do see Hbar mentioned here as a payment service. Very, very cool, very interesting. Definitely check it out if you guys haven't already. And of course, we do see some talks about smart contracts 2.0 ramping up. Shout out to Zepsy here. But this is actually regarding an article posted by Cointelegraph. What is the next step for Web3? Most users agree that high gas fees are considered a massive barrier to entry. However, if those fees disappear, Web3 will attract more users. And I completely agree, and I've talked to you guys about the Web3 market. I don't know where it is here, but I can pretty much find it easily by going to Casper, and then we'll just hit Web3. So in terms of Web3, Web3 is pretty big in terms of a market capitalization that it has, $59.4 billion. I do believe that this will skyrocket in value once a lot of these problems are solved, and of course, this is one major solved problem by, of course, Hedera. Hbar EVM Smart Contracts 2.0 enables speeds of 10 times the blockchain alternatives and up to 15 million gas per second, the same amount Ethereum aims to achieve in an entire block. All this while ABFT, aka the gold standard of security for a consensus algorithm. Thank you, Hashgraph. And this is true. I mean, honestly, Hedera is becoming the leading name in this space, disrupting almost every part of this market, from being in Web3, being in metaverse and NFTs, and they're pretty much stretching beyond the grasp of any typical blockchain technology out there, because we can have that scalability factors flowing over the network because of how scalable Hashgraph technology actually is. And of course, talking about Ethereum, for example, here's another use case that is built on Hedera, Unibright Enterprise Blockchain Business Integrator. And we do see here the challenge. Frequity initially supported Ethereum for enterprises that required lower costs and better performance. Unibright sought alternatives, and of course they chose Hedera because of the Hedera token service, and of course because of the cheaper price, less than 1 cent USD per token transfer, 3-second finality as well. Like, Hedera is becoming the next Ethereum, if you will. And I say that very lightly. I don't want to tell you guys that it is the next Ethereum, because technically it's not. It's just the idea that we are seeing, Ethereum users flowing over to Hedera, and we also see Hedera really disrupting the entire smart contract scene, as well as a lot more. It's not only talking more so about smart contracts, there's a lot within this. And of course, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit more about tokenization, because this use case is actually focused on tokenization. We do see here Unibright offers Frequity, a distributed ledger agnostic platform for businesses to compliantly tokenize assets. Talking about tokenization, we go back to DLA Piper as well, which of course they are building Toko, a tokenized engine and digital asset creation platform that provides technology services to complement DLA Piper's legal capabilities. And of course, $500 million estimated value of tokenized securities in 2021. This is focused on those tokenized securities market. I think that this is very interesting as well. And of course, challenge: Ethereum and alternative public blockchains prove to have expensive and unpredictable fees, sluggish transaction speeds, forking, and unfair transaction ordering. This is exactly why Hedera is becoming the #1 choice here. Understand what you are holding, understand the technology behind this. And in fact, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about what these tokens will be. Toko, to easily issue non-fungible tokens representing various asset classes such as real estate, fine art, intellectual property, ESG, debt restructuring, fund structuring, equity/digital IPO, and reinsurance. Now, I do want you all to understand that they are focusing on real estate here. Why is real estate a big thing here? Well, first off, we're seeing real estate becoming a big thing in terms of tokenization. Here goes January 12th, blockchain applications tokenization of real assets. And of course, here's tokenization of, real assets, more so talking about real estate, talking about, things that are like artwork, infrastructure projects, fine wine. All of this goes hand in hand with what can and will be tokenized. Real estate is the biggest thing to me, though, because real estate is such a huge market. And of course, this breaks down everything within real estate. This talks about, the major advantages: liquidity, removing barriers to entry, transparency and security, democratizing investment. All of this is why tokenization is going to be so huge. And I don't, say it, everyone says it. We're talking more so about this swift announcement of tokenization as well, utilizing, digital assets for this. Now, this is actually coming from HSBC, which is a bank. This is actually off of Swift's website, but we do see here the 10x potential of tokenization, democratizing investment opportunities. Best part about this is they actually mention tokenization in a lot of markets as well in regards to real estate, and they're talking about the potential value for tokenization as well. But I do want you all to focus on real estate here, because we're going to be talking about real estate for the rest of this video almost. But of course, they're talking more so about DLTs as well, fractionalization, tokenization, smart contracts. Smart contracts here, again, when we were talking about DLTs and smart contracts, the only one main name comes to my mind is Hedera, because they're literally killing the game in terms of smart contracts and DLTs. Now, we also look back on time to March of 2020. Red Swan tokenizes $2.2 billion of real estate on Hedera Hashgraph via Polymath. Now, Polymath is still a partner of Red Swan. Don't know if Hedera is still being utilized, but we did make that one video where we did talk about the connections to Hedera still. I just wish that Red Swan labeled them on their website, because if we go to Red Swan's website and we do go to, I want to say their partners are actually listed on the front page. Yeah, so our trusted partners, Coinbase, Alto, Templum, DigiShares, and Polymath. Polymath is still labeled here. Don't know if they're still utilizing Polymath with Hedera, but there used to be a Hedera logo here where we don't know, it disappeared. We don't know what happened with it. But of course, if we are still being utilized, that is going to be huge, because this is $2.2 billion of Class A commercial real estate in Austin, Houston, Brooklyn, Oakland, and Ontario, which I'm surprised that Hedera did got sort of it disappeared off of their website, because if we're talking about Hedera being the choice here, I think it's a no-brainer move. But also, we look into all of the money and we look at how much real estate actually is worth, and guess what? $280.6 trillion is the global real estate market value, which is huge. And of course, 22% of the world's top residential asset value is in North America as well. So, this is a large market. Don't know how much we will really kind of grasp in terms of this market share for Hedera, but we are focused on this greatly by a lot of use cases, not just Toko. There's also other use cases on Hedera that are focused on real estate in terms of tokenization. But I think it's a no-brainer move to use the Hedera token service for something like this, because this is one without smart contracts. You don't need smart contracts, but if you wanted to, of course, smart contracts 2.0 is absolutely killing the game in terms of scalability, fees, etc. But also, it's the idea that, hey, you could utilize just native tokenization on Hedera. And of course, building on the Hedera token service, payments, financial services, supply chain, energy, and sustainability. There's so many use cases already utilizing the Hedera token service. You could pretty much read about some of these here. Again, they are mentioned in DLA Piper here, as well as FPOS, Infinite, and Rectify, which I will most likely do some more videos on Infinite. I think Infinite is really incredible in terms of their use case. But also, we do see why tokenized with Hedera. And you could read all about this from an overall standpoint. If I was somebody who was tokenizing, maybe my house, for an example, I'm not going to use, Ethereum where I would pay a massive gas fee, or, have the transaction fail, or maybe some sort of problem will arise that is, plaguing Ethereum networks currently. I'm going to utilize Hedera, where I know that, one, I'm going to get the highest efficiency, the cheapest, most affordable tokenized fee as well. I mean, this is a no-brainer move to me. I think that we are truly disrupting this, $280 trillion overall market, and I do think that this is only the beginning in terms of smart contracts, in terms of the updates on Hedera as well. Web3 is a huge market that we're going to disrupt, but Web3 ultimately will involve pretty much all of this stuff, including tokenization of real assets, and these banks are realizing this as well. HSBC is a huge bank. If you guys don't know who HSBC is, I definitely advise you to do more research on them. They are a huge bank, and they're understanding the potential behind tokenization. So with all of that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on, and of course, if you do want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.